Today we're making the modern classic cocktail called Piña Verde. Piña Verde. Hi. All right. Hi, everyone. Okay, so while I'm setting up, before I start, the ingredients that you'll need is a green herbal liqueur. You can use chartreuse. I'm using Coccolero. If you have a different like Italian aperitif or something bitter in your liquor cabinet that you don't know what to do with, this will be a good cocktail for you. Okay, so we'll just give everybody a few minutes. So you want a green liqueur, lime juice, pineapple juice, and coconut cream of coconut. Okay, let me move this over. And a cute garnish. Okay. I don't think I need this anymore. Okay. Alrighty, everybody getting ready? 2 minutes over? Okay. I like to put all my stuff on the side. Okay. Alrighty. So it's 2 minutes past. It's 5:02. I like to start on time so that everybody's here on time. So let me get started. Alrighty. So welcome to this week's cocktail class. I'm Molly. I am your resident TikTok bartender or bartender on Instagram, YouTube, wherever you follow me on. And I do these cocktail classes every Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so you're free to watch if you want. If you want to follow along, I will post the ingredients a few days before, and you can grab the ingredients and join in, or just watch and get some knowledge, because I like to share knowledge as well. But I'm Molly. Like I said, I've been bartending for almost 10 years, like give or take, but I've worked in the restaurant industry since I was 18. So I'm 35 now, if that makes sense. So almost 20 years, like 15, 18 years. I've done almost everything, serving, bartending. I've worked in fine dining restaurants. I've worked in more regular restaurants, nightclub settings, high-end restaurants, sports bars, wine bars, Mexican restaurants, you name it. So I have a decent kind of background of cocktails, cocktail knowledge, and I'm a nerd. So I just like to learn and I like to know about things, and that's fun for me. And I'm also a big foodie, so I like to learn about different flavors and flavor pairings and drinks and food. Okay. So if you want, you can like this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave your questions in the comments. And I'm going to start off by saying for next week's class, I'm going to read the comments. Storage was full and it kicked me off, so I just had to delete a bunch of stuff so that I could shoot this. And yes, I need a new phone upgrade. But yeah, also if you like this video, then more people will see it and watch. But anyways, sorry, get back to it. Yeah, so I've been bartending forever, and I want to do more stuff on TikTok that's more about like knowledge and cocktails and not just basic stuff. And also, if you want to learn how to bartend, I put a lot of videos in my feed about bartender tips, getting a job, how you can be successful in that job, and all those different things. And I'm working on setting up like a whole online bartender training, so you can essentially go to a bartending school but online and do it from home. And you can go at your own pace, go as fast or slow as you want, and you can learn, and I'll teach you. But for now, we got cocktail class every Thursday at 5 p.m. So the last few weeks I've posted the last classes on YouTube. So you can go to YouTube, back up, and watch those classes from the previous weeks. So today, I've done a lot of classes the last few weeks, but today we're going to do a modern classic cocktail, which means it's essentially been kind of popularized and invented in the last 5 years. And this one comes from actually a local San Diego bartender named Eric Castro. He's actually one of my favorite bartenders ever. And he basically came up with the whole kind of cocktail bar of a local bar that's really popular called Polite Provisions. And it's like one of the original kind of like speakeasy, old school cocktail bars. And it's actually my favorite bar in San Diego. I think the cocktails are always amazing. I love what they have, and I love the whole aesthetic, the whole vibe. It's just a fucking cool ass bar. And so Eric Castro from that bar, who created a lot of that, came up with this cocktail. It's called the Piña Verde. So essentially it's like a pina colada, but We use a more bitter style liqueur, so it balances out the flavor and the sweetness in a normal pina colada. You can obviously always use rum or use whatever you have at home. So if you have chartreuse is a nice green herbal liqueur, also very expensive. About a bottle of chartreuse is $70. I love it and I think it's delicious. If you like to add stuff like that to your collection, I have one, I love it. That's great. And I do like that. But today I wanted to try it with Cocalero. So this is a liquor that comes from the Andes Mountains, and on the back it says Sacred Spirit of the Andes. So this is almost like an herbaceous, bitter style, almost has a minty sort of a smell, a flavor. And Cocalero is made with cocoa leaves. That's right, like from a cocoa tree where potentially they make the chocolate and they get it from. It grows up in the Andes, only in the mountains. So before they discovered cocoa leaves, the goats were the only ones that could get to them. But now they use them, and they also use them for, you know, cocaine and stuff, and the flavors of Coca-Cola as a soda. So if you notice like kind of that almost bitterness in Coke as a soda, that's almost has like a little bit of that hint of like the herbs or spices that you would get in a Coke. So that's what I'm using today in the Piña Verde, but I will go over the recipe as well. So what you'll need is a green herbal liqueur. Like I said, if you also have like an Italian kind of aperitif, some random bottle that somebody gifted you, something bitter, you can always use gin if you have that too, or like I said, rum will work too, but this one has a little bit of an interesting flavor. So you need Cocalero or a green herbaceous spirit like chartreuse or something. We'll need fresh lime juice. You'll need cream of coconut. Okay, and this is not to be confused with coconut milk. This is cream of coconut. It's going to be a little thicker than coconut milk. If you don't have cream of coconut, what I was reading online is that you can, what I was reading online is that you can let this separate, and yes, the cream from on top of this. So if you put this in the fridge or something, you can skim off the cream, and that'll be your cream of coconut. Other than that, I already opened it and I spilled it everywhere, so I had to put it into a container. So be careful when you're opening cream of coconut, or you'll be an idiot like I am. Okay. Oh, and pineapple juice. Okay. So I'll post the recipe later, but essentially what we're gonna do, we always do it. We take our shaker tin, and I'll go over the shaker tin rules again. You can use any shaker tin that you have at home. If you have a workout container that you drink protein shakes from, if you have a jar that has a lid on it, basically anything that you can seal tight, you can use. You don't have to have a shaker tin to make cocktails. You can use it however you want. If you have different kinds of shaker tins, there's another shaker tin called a cobbler shaker, and those are the ones that have the little top where you shake and then you can pull it. I don't like those as much. Those shaker tins tend to leak or spill, or the lids get stuck and then you spill it everywhere. A Boston shaker tin is what every bar will use and what I recommend. I actually just became an Amazon affiliate so that I could make a list of things that I recommend, and they're linked in my bio too, because I kept getting so many questions about links and products that I like. So I finally linked those in my bio, and I have them all kind of separated for different things you might want. So like I said from other classes, Boston shaker is going to have the small side and the large side. Obviously, we always want to make our cocktail in the small side because you don't want to pour big to small, you want to pour small to big. So take the smaller side of your cocktail shaker, your Boston shaker tin, and put some ice in there. I only have big cubes today, so that's what we're rolling with. If you have small cubes, this drink would be incredible with crushed ice. So I actually recommend crushed ice for this drink, but if you've been following along, you know that I'm moving and my apartment's a disaster and had to go back and forth to the new apartment a couple of times to get the ingredients because I kept forgetting stuff. But okay, so we have ice in the shaker tin, and we're going to take our Cocalero or chartreuse or whatever you're using. We're going to do 1.5 ounces of the Cocalero. So 3, 4, 5, 6. That was a little heavy, but I don't really care today. Okay, so we have 1.5 ounces of our Cocalero, the green liqueur. Next is going to be pineapple juice, so it's going to be the same as that. So 1.5 ounces of pineapple juice. So if you're using a jigger at home, you can see the different lines. So most jiggers, this is a bell jigger, Canterbury bell jigger. One side will be 1 ounce, this side will be 2 ounces, okay? So this one has a little marking. If you can see, that little marking is going to identify 1.5 ounces. So 1 or 1.5 ounces are going to be the most popular pours that a bar will do. Most cocktails should come with 1.5 ounces, but some bars just pour 1 ounce. Oh, the number one tip of opening a pineapple juice is shake it first. Don't ever pop a pineapple juice without shaking it. Oh, I used the small side, but that's okay. So we'll use 1.5 ounces of our pineapple juice. I know some people don't like Dole, but I don't care. It's what I have at home and it's cheap. Okay. Now we got our cream of coconut. Shake it up so that it's blended real nice. And we're going to use 3/4 ounce of our cream of coconut. So this, like I said, is going to be a modern classic cocktail. It's basically like a green pina colada. Okay. So instead of it being just rum and being a little sweeter, this bitter liqueur will really do a nice, have a really nice balance on the coconut and the tiki style cocktail. Okay, so we have fresh lime juice. There's a local farm in San Diego that has fresh lime juice that I get at the restaurant supply store called Pericone Farms. Their juices are fucking amazing. So this is what I buy. Other than that, I would condone squeezing a fresh lime. So use a fresh lime. This cocktail, for those joining me, is a modern classic cocktail called the Pina Verde, and happy Black History Month. Let's drink some Uncle Nearest after this. But anyways, okay, so we have a 1/2 ounce of lime juice. Uh-oh, that was a little much, so I'm not gonna pour all of it. And that's it. I think this one would blend really nice as well. So let's take our shaker tin, pour the big on the small, get a good seal on that shaker tin, and let's give it a good shake. Especially because there's coconut in here, it's really thick, so we want to make sure to break it up, okay? Remember, while you're shaking, to always keep a smile on your face or do something pleasant, because the rumor is the face that you make when you're shaking is the face you make when you're having sex. So, also remember, when you're shaking, don't do the jerk-off shake. You know, we want to keep it high and we want to keep it round, okay? So you don't want to just do a, you know, we want to make sure that we're hitting all angles of the shaker tin and getting a good shake with the products inside, okay? So I like to shake it in around. Some people do up and down. It's a personal preference. You can do whatever you like, okay? I messed it up, of course. Okay. The other thing about shaking it hard is it'll break up the ice crystals, and for a tiki style cocktail, that's what we want. We want more of a crushed ice feel. We want it to have that like fun little tiki flavor. Okay, my tip when taking off the shaker tin, I just did it on accident, but I'll show you. See where it's open? Put your finger on the flat part, put your thumb on the flat part and put pressure on that. Go to a 45-degree angle next to it, hit the shaker tin there, and it'll pop off every time. So you don't need to be struggling here or struggling here, or you can't get it off. Pressure, hit it on the side, and it'll pop it, okay? Next, I have this fun tiki style glass. It's kind of a retro, if you will. Uh-oh. Now this is called a dirty dump, what we just did. A shake and a dump. Yes, that's a real term. And that means that you used the ice from the shaker tin and you just poured it in, and you didn't put fresh ice. So you would sometimes say like put fresh ice and shake and strain, or you'll say shake and dump. And that's that. And dirty dump also refers to if you're shaking or using a martini, and some people want the dirty ice on the side, and that means that that's the extra ice left over in the shaker tin, and sometimes they like that. That's just a random fact. So we have our cocktail. Oh no, I didn't grab a straw. Okay, but you can garnish this with a pineapple leaf, some kind of coconut thing, whatever you want. You could put, ooh, coconut on the rim would be fun. I'm gonna use my fancy Luxardo cherries as a garnish today. Oh, I haven't used these in a minute and the lid's stuck. Oh, fuck. Now I'm sweating. By the way, in San Diego, we got a heat wave going on. It's 80 degrees and it's hot as fuck. God damn it. Ruh-roh. There's a boy when you need one. Ah, yes. Okay. All right, so we got it off. I get my fun little flamingo. Okay, I'm gonna get a cherry. Now, Luxardo cherries are pretty delicious. So what I usually like to do is I like to get that, but I kind of drizzle some cherry juice with it. Do that, whatever. And then I got an umbrella. I broke it. I got a cocktail umbrella today. Whoa. So we got, yeah, let's do that. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I'm trying to make this garnish work and it's kind of silly. Okay. So we got our cherry, our little flamingo, and our umbrella. So cheers, guys.